Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD1112, which is the Java Android programming class, I am going over this creating a mobile application that's using Balsamiq Mockups. Okay, so far I've done the first page, which is our cloud bank. I'm now going to do the accounts page, but I do want to mention a couple things. First thing to mention is when you click login, I want to go to this page. So once you've logged in, you're going to go to your accounts page. Also, I'm going to change this up just a little bit, because what I want to have happen is I want there to be a way for you to kind of jump around, for lack of better words, and that's not well put. All right, but I want you to be able to come in and go right up in here. I'm going to put a thing that says transactions, and up here will be my logout. So my logout will be here, here, and here, but this will give me a chance to move around to different screens. All right, if that didn't make sense, hopefully it will in a couple minutes. So the first thing I want to do is right mouse click on this and choose duplicate. Okay, now I'm going to go back to this one, and this I'm going to right mouse click and rename, and I'm going to call that login, because that's what it is. This next one I'm going to rename, and I'm going to call it accounts. Now that I have an accounts page, even though it's the same, let's make a couple superficial changes on here. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to remove, in fact, we're going to remove most of this stuff. So that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, gone, gone. Let's just leave it like that. Now though, when I jump back to my first page and I click on the button here, I can say that it's a link and I want it to go to my accounts page. Why does that matter? Because now notice that when I run this and I click login, I immediately go to my other page. All right, so I just wanted you to see that. All right, the other thing is, I guess we don't have any of these. All right, I am going to come in and up on top here. So I'm going to come in and let's see. I want to use a couple buttons, but I want them to be iOS buttons. So I'm going to click over here. Thought there were iOS buttons. This pointy button. I want one of these, and I want this to say, whoops, transactions. Well, not in caps. Transactions. Okay, and there it is, but I want it to point the other way. So I'm going to come down over to here and click so the arrow goes in the other direction. All right, I'm going to click and I'm going to drop that right into here. I wish that was a little bit bigger, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. Instead of 13, let's make it about 18. That's good. All right, I like that pretty much right where it is. And let's change the background color of this. According to that, the background is white. So let's see. Yeah, that's good. All right, I want to come in here and I want to go back to my common controls and grab a label, and I'm going to type inside of this label Cloud Bank. And again, since our last one was 18, let's make this one 18 as well. And let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Put that there. I don't like the fact that it's black. So let's click and let's make that white. All right, that's looking good. We also want, from our iOS, we want a rounded button. Thought it was under oh, here we go. Yeah, again, we'll use our primary button. And this one, not going to have anything pointing on it, but this one's going to say log out. And again, I will make this 18 as I made the other ones. Maybe I do want that. Okay, but let's take a look. So I made the other ones 18. Let's make that one 18. Let's take that and drag that over to here. I'm looking for a fairly common look and feel. So this will allow me to go forward. This will allow me to go backwards. All right. Next thing I want to do is I want to grab this, and I want to change that from a cloud bank to accounts. Okay. Looks fairly decent right there. Again, there's no way this is going to be totally precise. All right. Now, it said on the handout here that when we get to this second page, so I've gone through this, I have gone through this, and I'm on the account screen. And it says that what I want to do is I want to use this. I want to bring an iPhone menu in and put in this text. That will create this right here. So let's copy that. Let's go back and go down to iOS menu, drag it in, let go. See how big it is. We're going to replace that with this. But I do want this to go over 2 lines. Okay. There it is. Now, again, I can play with this. Stretch that out. Stretch that out. You can see it's already white. I don't know. Can I go in here and play with the text size? All right. Looks like that's a little big. So instead of 24, let's try 20. Still is a little bit big. And it probably also has to do with the way that I'm stretching this. I would guess that if I make it smaller, it's going to end up looking better. All right. But again, that's the kind of thing you can play with. That really and truly is not that big a thing one way or another. All right. The next thing we want to do is we want to put some text in here. And that's going to fill up the rest of this page, except we're going to put a couple things on the bottom here. So for this text, there's different ways that we can do this. I can go back to my common controls. I think I can bring in a paragraph. Always go up to quick add if I want. Paragraph. There it is. And it's, whoops, that's a paragraph symbol. I don't want that. I find the easiest is to just grab a block of text like this. Drag it in here. Okay. Stretch it out this way. Stretch it out this way. Stretch it out towards the bottom. And there you go. All right. Now, one more thing. With this log out, I want that to go back to my login page. You can see it puts a little red insignia up here letting me know, and the other one had one too, I just didn't show it to you. All right? Just wondering if I don't like the way that shows, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. It could be better, it could be worse, okay? All right. The last thing I want to do, if you look on our handout here, is down at the bottom, they've got a thing that says accounts and a thing that says deposit. All right, so let's bring in those. We've got all this now. Again, instead of putting the actual cloud in there with Cloud Bank, I put in a button to go to our transaction page. All right. So let's come in here. Let's bring in an icon. And this first icon, I think I had to put in something like $. There we go. So there's that. And we're going to bring in another icon. And that one looks like a deposit. I think I said envelope here. And I chose that one, I believe. So there we've got them. Now, on this, I'm going to drag that down here. Of course, it's going to be very hard to see. First thing I want to do is change its color. Make it white. Now you can see it a lot better. All right. And the second thing is for the size. I want it to be no bigger than a medium and probably a small. Why? Because I have to put a label underneath it. So this one I'm going to drag down here. I'm also going to change this to a small. All right. I'm also going to change this to white. All right. Now that one says icon name, which I don't want. Let's see. Well, rather than icon name, I want to put here deposit. And that actually looks good. I wish I had done the other one that way, but I didn't. So that's deposit. Let's get rid of this one here. Let's bring another icon and label in. I didn't do this the first time because I screwed up. This one will say accounts. And for the actual icon, again, we will search for $. Again, we'll drag that one in here. Again, I will cut that down so it's a small. Again, I will change the background, the icon and text, so that it is white. All right. Again, perfect by no means. All right. Now, I'm not going to be able to yet go to my transactions, but let's jump ahead and do that one. So right mouse click, let's duplicate. There's our transactions. Let's just change the title on this. All right, let's change the title to transactions. I think we're going to be able to use some of this stuff. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, why did I do that? Because now I can come here, I can click on this button, and I can go to, I don't want accounts copy. Let's rename it right away to transactions. All right, so now when I click on here and I click this, I can say I want it to go to transactions. All right, so this one, I've got my login, it's got my little red insignia. This one will also I'll leave it at, for right now, what's the next page? It's the one I'm missing. And I think it's going to say mobile deposit, but I'm not sure. Let's just hold off on that one. But we can go to the log out, and we've already got it going to log in. That's great. Okay, so let's go back to our home page, see if we can iterate our way through. So log in takes us to the account page. Here takes us to our transactions page. All right. Here lets us log out, log back in, log out. Everything appears right now to be working. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll stop right here, and when we come back, we are going to create the next page, which is our transactions page. We've already got a head start on it, and when you look right here, when you look right here, our transactions page is Didn't we just do this accounts one? Yep. All right. So again, the next one will be this page right here. What I decided to do was to make this bigger. I didn't like the size. I could leave it the size it was and play around with the text size, but let's see, okay? So we'll come back and we'll take a look at everything that's in this one in just a couple moments.